Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at EG06 Earth Granner God Leo Cheetah from Tomica Kizuna Gattai Earth Granner. Now I am a little behind on the show, but I believe this is the final form of Leo Cheetah here. He gets this really cool white repaint. And this is the complete set. You do get Leo Cheetah and the core Granner as well. You can see it in the little window right here. So everything you should need to achieve this form. And you can see this box is so massive I can't even keep it all in frame at the same time. Now from what I remember of the show, and if you're not caught up, I guess a little bit of spoilers, but there was this kind of like mythical white Leo and white eagle that they both ran into respectively. And, you know, they, I don't know, kind of like dispensed some wisdom. They kind of had to like face off against them and prove they were worthy. And then they all went to space. And then once they got to space and they were fighting the villains whose name I can't remember off the top of my head right now, they kind of got like, you know, bombarded with light from the white lion and the white eagle, and then they turned them into these modes. So a little bit of a backstory there from what I can remember. I'm behind on the show and I watched those episodes probably a month ago at this point. But that's basically what happened. They kind of got these power-ups from these, like, you know, ancient beings or whatever. So it's interesting. I think it looks really cool. I really like the white motif with the gold and the red. I think that really works. Obviously, Eagle Shark is going to have white with blue and gold. So it's a really, really cool design. I like it a lot. Let's take a look at the rest of this box real quick. So you can just kind of see him using the weapon as a sword and a gun. He can also flip out the wheels where they spin it to gather earth energy. And then that's just a picture of the anime down there on the bottom. And then over here it shows how the core Granner goes into the Leo mode, and then here's Cheetah, and then of course when you put them all together you get God Leo Cheetah. Over here on the back, really just kind of the same thing, the individual components, the sword in both gun and I guess larger sword mode, and then it's just kind of showing you how they can make sounds and everything. And of course the core Granner works with the roleplay toys, which we'll check out. So there's a lot going on with this one, but it's pretty cool. Not too much going on in the bottom or top. Certainly nothing on the bottom there. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead, get this out of the box. There'll be a bunch of stickers I have to apply, and then we will take a closer look. Alright, so here it is out of the box, fully assembled with all stickers applied. And the one thing I will say that was a little bit of a downer to me, it's not as bright white as it shows on the box. I mean, this is supposed to be like their super powered up mode. You know, almost like, to me, the pure white, the stark white gives it that kind of like powered up, almost like it's pure light kind of a thing, you know, like it's a glowing effect almost without actually glowing. And when you get this kind of off-white, you know, kind of pearlish, maybe even like a lightish purplish gray kind of color, I don't know, just doesn't really do it for me. So that was a bit of a letdown. I mean, it's not going to be a deal breaker or anything like that, but it's just kind of a bummer. I was really looking forward to that brighter white to kind of give it that, you know, glowing aura of light. And I went back and compared it to the past robots, and even they seem brighter white than this does. So I don't know, I guess it was a choice. It's just a little weird. It's also awkward when they give you like white stickers to put on it, and then you can see the obvious juxtaposition of white to grayish purple. So I don't know, that's a bit of a bummer for me. We'll see how it goes with the rest of the video. Here is God Leo. And it is kind of one of those things, I will say, and this will probably sound a little weird, the more time you spend with it, the whiter it looks. Like if you would leave and come back, and maybe it needs time to like drink in light, I don't know. When I first got it out of the box, it looked really kind of, you know, light grayish purple. And then the more I look at it, it's starting to get a little bit more white, but you still have that contrast with the stickers, so it's always very apparent. But you have these gigantic wings. You can just unpeg these if you don't really like them in the vehicle mode. I think they're going to make more sense in the robot mode, but they do give you storage for them here. They are kind of massively huge and ridiculous, though, which is kind of funny. And then, of course, we have the God Leo Tomica, which I do like the look of this. I think this is a really cool color scheme. Here's the QR code. Go ahead and turn this on. Alright, so we've looped back around there. But it's a cool car. I really like the color scheme. The metallic red looks really sharp. And the gold as well. It's a good color scheme for sure. So, very cool. So we'll go ahead. I guess we will try out the sound effects of plugging this into God Leo first. Alright, so we go ahead and lift up this little section right here. And then this will lift up. And then you just go ahead and plug this in. Alright, I'm pretty sure we've gone all the way around there. So those are the sound effects when you have him plug into God Leo here. Next we will go ahead and begin the transformation. We will start with Cheetah first. Alright, transforming Cheetah into legs is pretty simple. These are supposed to be pegged together, but they really do come unpegged all the time. We're going to go ahead and take this piece off first. This is the sword and sheath. If you have it like this, he can use it as a gun. You can unpeg this and use it as a short sword, or you can kind of peg this into here and then have the really long sword. So this is very much, well, I would say pretty identical, just obviously a different color scheme to the sword that the normal Leo Cheetah comes with. Otherwise, exactly the same. Put that off to the side. Here we're going to flip out the heels. You're going to split apart the legs if you haven't already. You're going to rotate this down. And then you're pretty much done. There's really not too much as far as transformation goes. You can see the legs are pretty much already done here. You're going to come around to the back and then you flip the cheetah head around 180 degrees, like so. And that's pretty much it. These are your legs. This is where you're going to connect right here. You do have a waist swivel right there and there. You do have really nice ratchets here in the hips. You can hear how strong they are. Thighs swivel. Double jointed knees. Oh, I'm sorry, you have to pop out these little knee guards, kneecaps, whatever you want to call them. You have a nice ankle tilt here. You do have a little bit of front and back in the ankle as well. Again, really nice ratchets. That is one thing that this line does really well, is the ratcheting joints. So that's it. That's pretty much the legs. So we'll go ahead and transform God Leo. So if you're familiar with the normal Leo, this transforms very similarly. We're going to come around to the back. I'm honestly going to take the wings off for the time being, just because I feel like they're going to get in the way. We'll put them back on a little bit later. Going to pop off these little claws back here. And these are actually going to connect onto the feet of Cheetah, which we'll come back to in a minute. And apparently we're going to pop this off. If this would fall off, you can see it's very simple. 2 peg holes, 2 pegs. You just pop that right back on. No big deal there. Then we're going to come to the front. This whole section pops off. And this is just pegged into the fists of what will be the robot. You can see them right there. And this was just pegged in with those 2 pegs right there. So put that off to the side. You can flip those fists out, just like that. You're going to unpeg the forearm from the body and extend it down. You're going to flip out the shoulders. These pieces will flip around to the back. And then you're going to slide that up into place. Then you're going to rotate that at the bicep swivel. And then we're going to repeat the process over here. So slide that up, flip this around, rotate at the bicep, and then just kind of put them off to the side. And then you're going to have this head that you're going to flip around and then swivel around like so. Now we can come put the wings back on. Just like that. You also have to slide this piece forward, and then you can kind of open the lion mouth a little bit. And then this is going to peg in up here, like so. You're going to bring this piece around, and this is going to peg onto the back, just like that. And then you're going to want to slide those down, just like so. This piece, you can have a couple options. I believe what they have you do is peg this in on the side right here with that peg. So you can use that for storage, or you can just have them hold it. You can have them hold the short sword, the long sword, have them use it as a gun, whatever you want. So I'm going to just take it off for now. Okay, apparently I'm going to take off all of this. We're going to put this off to the side. We'll bring the sword back into play later on, but for now I'm just going to leave it there. But I wanted to show that storage option if you so desire to store it there. So here we go. We pretty much have the torso ready. So I'm going to go ahead and move the camera up, and we'll bring the cheetah legs back in. All right, so the first thing we're going to do, we're going to bring those claws back in, and we're going to peg them into the peg holes on the feet here. And this just helps add a little bit of stability and kind of just make the feet look a little bit more in proportion. And then we're just going to go ahead and connect this on here, and that will trigger our transformation sounds. And then we push the head in. So there you go. Those are your transformation sounds. I'll go ahead and push the head in. We can cycle through a couple more sounds. We may have gone all the way around. Yeah, I think we've gone all the way around. So pretty cool. I really like the sound effects. When they do the thing about the energy mount up and the wings are so... Not the wings, I guess, technically. These wheels are supposed to pop out. This is on the show when they spin the wheels to gather earth energy. And then they can do the full attack. Their final attack, in his case, is the Axel sword, which you heard there. So you can recreate that by flipping those around if you so choose. So that's pretty cool. And then, like I talked about earlier with the sword, you can have him hold it like so and pretend it's a gun. Or you can have him use the small sword. Or if you like the full sword, the Axel sword, you plug this back in, and then he holds it down here. And then that is the full Axel sword. So pretty cool. I think the robot mode looks great. A lot of great sound effects there, which are really fun. After a while, you get used to the fact that it's not super stark white, but it was a little jarring at first, but it still looks pretty good. All right, next up we'll try it in the Earth Brace. Hold on. So that's the transformation into Granner God R. Then we can do this again for an attack. So that lets you activate the God Axel Sword. And then we do have a couple other phrases we can get by cycling through with the button again. We might have gone around. I'm honestly not sure. Okay, that time I know I've heard that one before. So there you go. So you do have a couple phrases. Sounds about like 5 or so that you can cycle through when it's connected to the Earth Brace. And then you just pop it off. Next up we will try the Earth Handle. So we'll go ahead and connect this on here. Then we switch to red. Then we pop out the sword and swivel this down. And then we have the sword transformation. For some reason this button is sometimes slow to respond. And though he doesn't often use the gun, we'll go ahead and check it out. Oh, I must have hit the button by accident. Okay, now we'll switch to the gun. There we go. You do have a couple sounds, but I'm pretty sure they're the exact same sounds when it's connected to the brace. Yeah, I think they're the exact same ones. I think this is a pretty cool set. I really do like the white, red, and gold color scheme. I wish it was a little bit more stark white, just because, like I said, I feel like that really adds to the kind of glowing, pure light aesthetic that I feel like they're going for with this form. The fact that he was kind of gifted powers by like an animal spirit and given a god form. I feel like it should have that stark white kind of, you know, glowing light quality to it. And the kind of off-white purplish gray just unfortunately doesn't do that for me. Again, not a huge problem. I just really feel like, you know, that brightness does kind of lend that light aspect. And if this is supposed to be kind of an ethereal power, that would make sense. Just my 2 cents. But like I said, it's not a deal breaker by any means. I still think it looks pretty cool. I like the giant wings. I think that's kind of cool. The sound effects are great. The new core Granner is great. There's a decent amount of stickers, but once you get them all applied, it does look really good. Not really too much to complain about. I mean, these are solid toys. These robots are great. They have really nice ratchets. I guess I didn't really technically go through all of the articulation, but I feel like if you guys have been watching these videos from me, these robots are all pretty much the same. I did go through the legs, but just to show you on the robot itself, of course, the head can rotate side to side. You have a nice ratchet here in the shoulder. You have this shoulder joint down here. You have the bicep swivel. You have the double jointed elbows. You don't really have anything in the wrist. So I apologize I didn't go through that earlier, but like I said, I feel like if you've seen one of these videos from me, the articulation is usually pretty similar. I mean, the legs are almost always pretty uniform. But they're great robots. They're good, solid toys. Really nice ratchets. All the joints feel tight. They're not going to break anytime soon, I wouldn't imagine. You know, you can get a lot of nice dynamic poses out of it because they're all really solid joints. I like the new design. Like I said, there's not really too much to complain about with these toys. Honestly, the entire Earth Granner line has been pretty solid. I think it's a fun play pattern. You have the cars that make noises on their own. They kind of give you the lights and sounds for the different combinations, which is kind of fun because that way all the sounds are in the little car, so you can kind of switch them around if you want to get different sounds, and they're all compatible. You can switch and mix and match the legs and the torsos and everything. You can mix and match the cars. I don't believe the head crests are going to work on this guy. I believe he's given a head. They might be able, the little clips might be able to sit in there. Unfortunately, I don't have one handy to try it, but I kind of think that they might not because obviously he's already got such a large head crest. I don't believe these forms are meant to be mixed and matched with the other cars. Now, again, that's for the show. The toys are capable of doing it. You can go ahead and put whatever car you want in there. You can mix and match the tops and bottoms here with the legs and the torsos. So that play pattern is still there. It's just that on the show, this is kind of their final form. So I think on the show, at least, again, haven't seen everything yet, but I'm assuming they probably won't mix and match the cars for the different power-ups and things. I think this is pretty much it. It's a solid form. I just wish it was more white. Plus, like I said, the stickers being really white are kind of a weird juxtaposition with the rest of the body that's not, which makes it look a little weird. So, again, not a huge deal breaker, but pretty much the only thing I have to complain about because the rest of this toy is really solid. It's a great action figure. It's a great robot, and the sounds and lights are a lot of fun. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks so much for watching.